Hey guys, this is Illusionist Jason Bishop. I am back with another piece of magic. In this case, Michael Carbonaro creates illusions without doing a single trick. Before we get started, I've been a professional illusionist since back when Netflix only mailed DVDs. Yeah, that was actually a thing. I've performed in theaters and performing arts centers across the United States. Magic has taken me to 49 of the 50 states and over 40 countries. I've been featured on national and international television and had 2 successful runs in New York City. And now in between shows, rehearsal, traveling, working on new magic, and putting the lotion on its skin, which is oddly appropriate for this video in 2 ways. I pull up videos like this and I give you some thoughts on them as a professional illusionist. Right off the bat, I have to say that this piece of magic isn't really magic in the standard sense that we usually think of it as magicians. However, it is actually true illusion and definitely magical, not to mention incredibly creative and very, very artistic. So without further ado, Michael Carbonaro's perfectly titled Shaving Dream.
Monsieur Carbonaro!
I love the little crack that he puts in the skeleton's head. You know, it shows that his head is skull fractured, unfortunately, you know. And knowing Michael is an actor and is a really great artist, frankly, I bet there's like a little subtext there, a little backstory as to how that skeleton got the fractured skull, honestly. So let's get back to it. I just love those little details that he puts in the performance.
Il s'appelle Michael Carbonaro. Je vous ai dit que ce soir, il y aurait des choses exceptionnelles. Il y aura du risque, il y aura du danger, mais il y aura de l'invention aussi. Ça, je sais qu'on en parlera beaucoup demain dans la rue.
I don't speak French.
Carbonaro, un Américain qui est venu exprès pour nous. Merci. Donc les papas...
Obviously, that is an insanely creative piece. I've seen Michael actually do that live twice, and the audience loved it. I loved it. I believe he ended with it both times, which makes sense because it's obviously a very messy piece and requires a significant costume change. I mean, the guy is like half naked during it. So a piece like that is well placed, maybe at intermission, but really it's best at the very end of a show. It's just a functional, technical thing messy acts really have to consider. You're not going to do a messy piece in your show and then be back on stage quickly and ready to do a technical sleight of hand act or anything like that afterwards. And in Michael's case, the act is so strong it can serve as the ending of the show. And I think he even did it as sort of an encore during his live show, if I remember correctly. He asked the audience if they wanted to see something special, and then he excused himself, changed, and then he came back and performed this piece. So keep in mind that messy acts like snowstorms, some card acts, confetti, and especially acts using liquids need special consideration. If dancers or other acts are going to come out after you, you may need to omit those messy pieces unless it's your own show or the producers of the show value that piece enough to work around it. What I really love about this piece by Michael, though, is the creativity and the fact that it emphasizes to us that art doesn't have to attempt to be realistic, it can be representative. Like a painter, Michael's able to make a few strokes in his medium and represent character archetypes in seconds. We talked about the power of archetypes in the Copperfield vertical levitation video, link up here, and Michael is using truly universal archetypes here. The characters he creates are an old man, the devil, a skeleton, as well as a monkey. And it would be really a lot harder to represent specific individual people or celebrities than archetypes or animals. Plus, Michael doesn't speak in this act, which is useful though too, because it was taped in Paris. So an act like this is more internationally appealing. If you look at international destination shows, you'll notice that many of them don't speak at all. Shows like Cirque du Soleil or Blue Man Group. In most, if not all, Cirque shows, they use a made-up language called Cirque speak to communicate. And that's a lesson in itself because there's still a lot of purpose and emotion conveyed by the performers in just their inflections and tones without actually using language. And I don't know how Michael came up with this particular act, but you can totally see a creative young kid playing with his dad's shaving cream in the bathroom, which, judging by the sheer amount that he used for that, might have gotten him in trouble a couple times, I'm thinking, by using a whole can pretty quickly, but, you know, I obviously don't know for sure. The biggest takeaways for me in this piece are that creativity trumps a lot, and that a very few skillful moves can create entire images and even characters in an audience's mind. So by sculpting something as common as shaving cream in a few places very intentionally, Michael's able to evoke laughter, amazement, sadness, anticipation, dread, and a number of other emotions. Michael's honestly quite the artist, though. He studied at NYU's Tisch School. He's a legitimate actor, he's a comedian, a magician, and he's even amazingly skilled at creating Hollywood-style prosthetic makeup, which is really cool, and I think it's just a hobby of his. He's an artist through and through, and you can see all of that in his performances very, very quickly. If you get the chance to check out Michael Carbonaro's live show, make sure you do it. He's actually going to have a Las Vegas residency from May 26th until July 10th at the Penn and Teller Theater at the Rio in Las Vegas, so check that show out if you can. Remember, if you want to get into magic or you need some new magic, there's a link below to Vanishing Ink. This is an affiliate link, so it does help the channel if you use it, and we do appreciate that. Thank you guys for watching this video. If you liked it, please destroy the like button. If you want to see more, hit subscribe and hit the bell to get notified when new videos are released, and we will see you in the next one.